My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2. This is Lunar Covenant Pireball. Oh, gotta say, you start the deck with 2 copies of Golden Touch in there. I'm pretty happy about that. Also, Life Month's Pyre adds the option to copy cards at Merchant of Steel, Magic, and Trinket. So, upgrading this to lower its cost by 2 or lower its cost by 1 and give it additional damage or something like that. They don't have to be expensive upgrades. I just want that on one of them, and then I want to dupe it so that I have 3 copies of this, maybe end up 4 copies of this in the deck. Celestial Storm, 3 energy to deal 10 damage to all enemy units. At full moon it is attuned, and Selena Acolyte, 2 Ember, 2 Size, Mage Blade 2, Full Moon Sweep. Also, yes, we do have Ardun. Great. So we have the moon rituals to control you having Sweep. That's really good. We've also got Lady Gilda as our lead. I never really know what to do with that. Oh. Attuned Manacles is interesting just because the first time you summon a whelp each turn, reduce the cooldown of all friendly units on all floors by 2. One of the units that you are most likely to want to draft in a Pyreborn run is Hothead, who has an ability that has a cooldown of 2 that can be used for AoE clear. So if I had an Endless Imp, I would then be able to just do that every single turn. Possibly even twice a turn. That said, Split Anvil means Celestial Alco, I've got a 3 cost to 2 cost in the deck as well, and I'm going to be collecting more spells. This is theoretically useful if I find the right circumstance. This is almost certainly going to be useful. I'll take the Split Anvil. Enchant the floor with Avarice 5. I mean, I do really like that. Trample and Gilded Egg. I wouldn't be able to play that on the same floor as anything else, so it'd just be Selene Acolyte defended by Shield, Steward, and then Lady Gilda goes on another line by herself. The Gilded Egg gives us 2. So with that Gilded Egg, I really do want to go Merchant of Steel Pyreborn, then Merchant of Magic Pyreborn if I can. Get a good unit to defend Selene Acolyte with. I'm leaning Avarice literally just for money gain in the short term, and then using that to translate into long-term power that is better than Guild Mother. For one less card a turn, sure. We got Sweep active this turn. Get 10 gold from that turn, courtesy of it. Oh, don't have the ability to cycle this, sadly. Let's Celestial Storm this floor, lowering the cost of the Golden Touch so I can use that on the top floor for 1 Dragon Horde. I mean, I really do want 1 more Dragon Horde before we get out of this fight. Losing a pretty annoying amount of health here. I think I'm currently set up in a position that will lose. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to change this. Even like Celestial Storm, Double Moon Ritual, you end up ascending the next floor with down to 10, back up to 12, down to 10, back up to 12, down to 10. You go up to the next line with 10 damage. You strike Shield Steward 2 times. You take 8 and 14 twice. So you take 44. Then one more 14 for 58. So 58, 36 is 94. So you'd be taking 94 damage off of your current health. So you'd be 160. Which is how many strikes of higher? That is 5 strikes from our pyre. I think we would survive your AL going to the top there. Yeah, because you go back up to 10, so you get to strike us for 10, then 8, then 8, then 8, and then after that final 8 you die, so that's 32, 42 damage we end up taking. I'm happy restarting this first fight because, like, the first fight doesn't really have that many decision points, like it is largely your setup. And I thought I was able to go for something greedy here, but I don't think I can. I think I have to adjust pretty severely. Don't want to give up Golden Touch at all, but taking that out doesn't really modify anything here. Loaded Whelp could take that out as well, giving us money. I get the most money out of Bloated Whelp Spear Steward. And then I'll use that money to make my Golden Touches better, and then I'll use the Golden Touches to make the rest of my money. Take less damage here. So after these rounds of combat, enemy goes down to, assuming I use the Golden Touch as well, you'll take 42 damage, 112 you'll have left. You'll go up with 1 rage on you, so 112 12 means you'll take 4 instances of damage. Now, what if I gave you 150 instead? That's 5 instances, but I get 1 more Dragon Sword. Is that worth it? 8 health for a single Dragon Sword? No. I'm a lot more scared about this run than I thought I would be. Fireball, I need to be able to take target the enemy backline. I like lava armor for some increased health on my units, but I'm just straight. Ooh, Bloody Moon. Targeted removal. Save. I'm gonna be going to Merchant of Steel, and I'm just gonna be super upgrading units with as much of this money as I can use. I mean, Quick plus 10 knows exactly where it goes. I should probably Magma Cultist. I'll figure out how to use that. Quicken plus 10, very obvious. Got to be on the Selene Acolyte. I think Endless and Avarice. I think I do Endless Avarice well. I don't think the plus 14 damage here is that important. Didn't get any additional health, though. I literally got a squishy unit. Selene Acolyte is kind of health. That's about as bad as that goes. Bloated Whelps will be really helpful here. So will having a quick sweep Selene Acolyte and the Pieball. Legion coming in with Spikes 3 is terrifying because it means maximum Selene Acolyte at absolute perfect condition can hit you twice. So I'd be heavily reliant on getting a bunch of Pyogel on the bottom line and then just whittling away your health as you ascend. I don't think the Mark of Invasion really changes whether or not I win this fight. I think I'd probably just lose it. I really, really needed to get additional health there. I should have re-rolled instead of going for the Endless, I think. Big Fireball. Oh. Almost no incants available in the next hand. It's about as bad as that gets. Gonna give all the additional conduit to the top lane. I'm gonna hold here because I'm gonna need the shield stewards to defend the other 2 lines to have any semblance of a chance. Golden Touch on the bottom line would be my only other way of gaining Pyogel. I lose. I lose this run. I needed health. All right, next run. It happened. Whatever. Let's go. I don't care about the streak. Care about doing cool things. Slightly sad because that run looked like it had some cool things coming up. Great Dragon, double lava armor. Those are going to be really helpful. That's a lot of health. And Silver Strike to help us take down enemy frontliners. Heart of the Pact. Whenever I play a clan card from each of my clans, I draw an additional card. The next turn, phase Nook. They gain Conduit 1 and +5 damage on Moon Cycle. With these Moon Rituals in the deck, that's huge. Harvest to apply Pyogel 2 to enemy units. Well, units cost -1 on this floor. That would have been so good for me last run. Sure. Much less strong of a direction for this run, but maybe a little bit of a longer trajectory. Hoping. Larvar Armor. Yeah, knowing that I'm not going to be able to do enough damage to that guy on that line, I can't give a Spear Steward to the second line because I have no way to access the back line on that floor. So Spear Steward should go top first. Because then I still have the ability to give this floor a Spear Steward after. Turn 2 is always going to be that pickup anyway. Alright, good. Bottom lane, gain a bunch of Pyogel, and then finish him off on the second line. Yeah, having some actual scaling with a Pyogel certainly helps. I mean, I already have 2 Lava Armors in the base deck. I really do like the idea of Flicker, because I am going to be getting AoE damage. I'm going to be getting Conduit. But it needs some Horde. Moon Pixie, thank you. I was pretty confident I was going to take the first Fae. I know it was up against Fae's Blessing, but I'll take Moon Pixie here. Version of Steel, Lunar Coven. I kind of want to go Magic more now. Because I now do have a decent fighting squad, so I think I can afford to super upgrade a Golden Touch. But the Luna units are going to care a lot more about the conduit that Faye's going to be putting out. Merchant of Steel, Luna Coven, Merchant of Steel, Luna Coven. Probably don't want to go Merchant of Steel twice. Quick, Tight Knight, and Conduit. Well. You gain Quick. Give some Conduit to Moon Pixie. I have no one to defend those two units at the moment, and the Greed Dragon is too big. I think I just have to plus 20 health like a Spear Steward, so that I have a 2-size unit that can sit in front of Celine and the Moon Pixie. What a weird hit here, but I think I have to. Gotta be careful, we don't know when we're gonna encounter spikes! Alright. Set them both up for a later turn. Steward with lava armor. I can leave you without sweep at the end of this turn, but I don't want to. I'll finish that off fine, so that I can just pump all of these onto this floor and not care about the fact that it's gonna not multi-strike this turn. Moon Pixie on this floor super amps the damage of Celine for us. Moon Ritual and then Silver Strike for a bunch of damage on the bottom line. You get more Pyre Gel on the boss if I threw down the Spear Steward instead, though. I'll go for the straight up damage. I'm not giving this guy the goddamn satisfaction. Got the golden touch off, and we actually get to leave this floor. Woo! Yay! I do really like Flicker, but the golden touch is my only way in at the moment. Second Moon Pixie, save. Now is this one gonna be arms? Especially if I have anything that cares about unit deaths, it's really useful because I can just throw it on the bottom line with Lady Gilda. But also there's the argument that, like, the thing I need the most is a unit that can stand in the front line on the second floor. Large Stone Avarice Dualism, interesting stuff. It's the Silent Sentinel, of course it's the Silent Sentinel. I don't want to give you Large Stone right now. I do like your health, but you've already got an ability that gives you the ability to refresh your health, so I don't need to modify that much. Dualism, however, incredible for a Moon Pixie. I wouldn't be able to necessarily afford it, so I don't want to reroll here just in case I would hit Titanite or Mini Stone or one of those things that I desperately want, but can't use. I reroll and they're too expensive. I would love to take either of the health ones, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I see health. And then, worst case scenario, if something is too expensive, I just don't buy it. I buy the health instead, because it was always going to give me a Heartstone here. Thankfully, it gives me the Titan Stone for Titanite. And another +5 conduit. So we're going Capacity as our first pickup, because I need to be able to deploy Silent, Moon Pixie, and Selene to the same floor. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 capacity. I'm gonna copy Moon Pixie once with Dualism and Conduit. This should do really well. Moon Pixie's a huge bump to this floor, but I have 2 of them with Dualism. I should really wait for one of those. It's going to be so much more damage. I'm going to save that Moon Ritual as well, because I do want to sweep on this floor. Beautiful. Only floor where that Silver Strike makes any difference to the resolution is on the top line. Great, managed to prevent the direct higher damage as well there. Green Dragon top line, no reason not to. Someone recently commented, by the way, can't believe Raps never cast Moon Ritual on the unit with dualism. It's getting... Wait. Yeah, it's getting Conduit to... Oh, that's so interesting. It's hitting dualism on the phase Nook trigger. But yes, I don't need to target it with the Moon Ritual. Dualism does not impact the spells cast on a character. I guess it does impact, however, relics. Cool. I think there's a good argument to make that Moon Pixie should be summoned to the bottom line for more Pyogel. Come on. There's that golden touch. Unfortunately, I've got 2. Can't play both of them in the same turn, and Dragon Horde 5 is still short. I don't loot until 6. Tough. I need it. Moon God. Hothead. Oh, Hothead bottom line would be huge as well. Moon Guard's got the best damage scaling here, absolutely. Moon Pixie's Moon Guard just goes ridiculous. But I think it has to be Hothead for me. I need the... Do I need the additional help with AoE clear on the bottom line? I think so. It's gotta be capacity. Second one's probably gonna be energy. Gotta save this, unfortunately. Magic Merchant of Trinkets. So, next fight, there's almost no chance I need to use Devilish Details. As soon as I get just 1 horde, I'm ready to loot. Obviously, I'd like to get 3 more, but 1 is enough for me currently. Save. Merchant of Magic for upgrading a Golden Touch. It's only Golden Touches in this deck that I really need to manage like that at the moment. The dupe space is nice, but what is it if not just another Moon Pixie? And then we cut one that doesn't have dualism. I'm going to check out this Merchant of Trinkets. I'm also really happy to get the additional Pyre Health. Oh. Random graft. Random graft gives you the most value. It's sorry, graft a random equipment rather than a random graft unit. And fingers crossed it doesn't ruin the Acolyte. Oh, Organ Harvester. Damn. That's great. That's so much survivability for you. This is kind of sad, but I'll take the Circle of Cycles. Restore 10 health to the lowest friendly unit on Moon Cycle. I Moon Cycle enough that that's real value and real health sustain. Something that we are struggling with. Penitent Pressstone spawned on each floor. Celine can strike that once. Moon Pixies would literally die as soon as they try. But if I summon a Moon Pixie, the Slean Acolyte's basically just going to kill it. That is the Prayer Stone. Do really need money. Otherwise I'm going to this Merchant of Magic and just looking at it. I really want to use Golden Touch, but if I summon the Moon Pixie by itself, I lose this line. So like Silent Sentinel and then Moon Pixie in the back line. Oh, I still lose it unless I use the Silver Strike. Yeah, I think solving that this turn is worth it. There's almost no chance I get 3 Golden Touches off before the end without using this one. The difference between 6 and 7 is literally just 25 gold, so... Okay. Wait, was there a way to collect the collector on the top line here? No, absolutely no possible way of doing that. I'm gonna cast those incant triggers on the bottom floor though, just so that I don't have to sap this line. I did just give... You know exactly what I'm about to do, right? I did just get Pyre health. Devilish Tales, we're all the way up to 8 Dragon Sword. I'm going to be able to pick the relic that I get. Fallen Executioner is allowed to do some damage to me after this as well, unfortunately. Okay, all's well that ends well here. I don't know if I brought enough attention to this at the start. Faye's Nook. When a Faye... Sorry. Faye gain Conduit 1 and +5 damage on Moon Cycle. Hence, 3 Faye on the floor. So every Moon Cycle now gives 4 Conduit, but they're also doubling it, the ones that have Dualism. So it actually gives 6? Every time I cast the base Moon Cycle in the deck. Which is, and this is true, I check the math on it personally, a lot. Highborn Brain Spike to reduce cooldown by X and apply 2X Avarice is pretty much always useful when you have a Hothead, one of the best units for carrying Avarice. Triggers it twice per enemy unit every time it uses its ability. Moonlit Glaive. Aurora Weaver currently says, I'm a bad Fae. That's what it says. Moon Cycle gain Conduit 1. It's so glaive. It's the glavest glaive that ever glaved. We always hit in the coffers the first time. On deployment phase, drawing. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I mean, deployable glaive is so important. I'm gonna cut both of those lava armors from the deck for its sake. Spirit Breaker's charge isn't bad for the bottom line. Gives a lot of damage to Hothead and Bloated Whelps. I'm about to go to a Merchant of Magic. And then I think 9 times out of 10 after that I go to that Merchant of Arms, which means maybe I should take the Attuned Whetstone. Because I can merge this with, you know, some of the most expensive equipment in the game, and then as soon as I have it, it's in deployment phase, 5 energy. Put that on Selene Acolyte, you're already wearing equipment. I mean, you are, but you still sweep. So it should still probably go on you. Well, damn, that's actually pushing me a little in the direction of the Spirit Breaker's charge again. I'll do it. Screw it. I really like it. It's a lot of stats for that bottom line. My Phantom Magic. There's things I can't upgrade there. Double stack the Avarice from Highborn Brain Spike's not so bad. Consume removal from Devilish Details is dangerous. Consume removal double stack for Highborn Brain Spike's pretty funny. It's not like I cycle back to it though. Does it need to not consume? Well, it will need to not consume after I start removing other cards from my deck. I'm leaning towards -1 +10 for one of the golden touches. Yeah, I'm doing it. Consume removal and double stack for Highborn Brain Spike. And then I'm going to dupe it. Ooh. Yeah. Job's goodin'. We take Shadow's Sheath. Right? Oh, no, but Emot's Tome would give me the ability to just devilish the details whenever I want to. It's additional triggers of Moonrit. Oh, no, this is so powerful. The reason I want to go Shadow's Sheath is because it gives us Hothead bottom line, as soon as it kills an enemy, is now stealth. That stealth gives it more damage, making it easier to kill future enemies. I've got 2 copies of Highborn Brain Spike on the bottom line, so eventually I give it a bunch of Avarice, and then just every single turn, click the button, it kills enemies, click the button, it kills enemies. I get a huge amount of money that way. And, you know, a similar thing would occur for Selene Acolyte on her floor. Or Emot Tome. Which, like, right now, in an average fight, I get 5 Dragon's Horde. Emot's Tome, very quickly, I can turn that to 10. I'm taking the Emot Tome. I think it's early enough that that's the right choice for us. This Empyrean is the Highborn Brain Spike, as I mentioned earlier. I do think I'll take my first removal of a card from this deck. Get a Shield Steward out here. Alright. Titan Skin Paw is not too much of a problem. It'll stop the first AoE kill of Hothead on the bottom line, but that's it. Can I wait a full cycle for the Silent Sentinel? I do think I have to double the Golden Touch this turn, because I've seen both of them this hand, so I'm not going to see him for a long time yet. Loaded well. Explodes, giving higher gel to everyone, but also plus damage to the Hothead. Now, gonna get additional Moon Ritual here. Silver Strike the boss. I'm then gonna go for Highborn Brain Spike bottom line. So now you have Avarice 8 and your ability is ready, and I get a bunch of money. Actually, hang on. I should be using Silent Sentinel's ability every time I have the opportunity. Unfortunately, I think I have to play Moon Pixie on this floor. Which then means we're not using Highborn Brain Spike to the fullest of its potential. I want to use it for 1 energy this turn. So, like, my ideal version of this turn is double Devilish Details and then Highborn Brain Spike. Hothead eats the entire bottom line. Only problem with that is the Ravenous Zealot then leaves this floor comfortably. I might draw Silver Strike in time to stop that. No, I gotta do it. I gotta do it the safe way, unfortunately. Devilish, Devilish. Summon Moon Pixie. We can cycle once, getting enough damage to do the AoE and also finish off this line. Great. I'll use the ability as well. Sadly. No additional AoE for the bottom line. Oh my god, my sweep was turned off this turn. I was wondering why that floor was, looking so strange. Is there a Greed Dragon on the top lane? There's no way the fight ascends to the Greed Dragon, right? No. Give me the golden touch, goddammit. Give me a golden touch. Give me the cheap one. Oh, but that's a shame. Okay, so we'll loot 8 at the end of this. Could have been better, could have been worse. Actually, I should give it to the one that's going to attack multiple times in this fight rather than the one that's only going to get one attack. Got a decent amount of gold out of that fight. I mean, I would have been all behind getting a sack chamber on the bottom line, but I think we're already set. I was going to go Merchant of Arms in the next area. I can't make 2 things deployable. I don't need to make 2 things deployable. I'm not going to the Merchant of Arms in the next area. I was originally going to do that, then I chose not to. Right, of course. Merchant of Steel. Definitely have a bunch of upgrades that Hothead still needs. Selene Acolyte, obviously, Multi-Strike, any additional health, Silent Sentinel, all of those things would be useful. I could just take another Piebon Brain Spike, even if I don't super love that one. It is a Piebon Brain Spike, and I do kind of just need additional copies of it in the deck at the moment. Moon Cycle triggers an additional time. I think would trigger the additional conduit gain and damage from Moon Cycle, but I think I'm better off just putting another Fey unit down rather than Moon Caller. Moon Beam, though? I'll take a single X, sure. On your first turn, 2 additional energy. I don't want this to become the theme of the episode. I mentioned earlier someone admonishing me for not casting spells on the unit that had dualism. The only time I take issue with someone expressing like that kind of take is when they do it, number 1, confidently, and number 2, they are incorrect. So, like, to say, oh my god, I can't believe Raps didn't do this obvious thing, but that mechanic doesn't exist. Like, it's the worst of both worlds. Be confident if you're correct. Absolutely. And then, please and thank you, I will ingest that information into my brain. All of this to say, there was another person who was like, wow, Raps complaining about deployment energy and then doesn't take the Ember Charge. It's the first turn, not the deployment phase. Grrr. Should I take Sharpened Teeth here, I think? I mean, actually, the additional 2 energy is pretty good for a Piebon Brain Spike, but the Sharpened Teeth is just additional base damage for the Hothead, which shouldn't need it. Give me the Ember Charge. Coppers. Alright. My job is now biggest possible horde I can make. Oh, 1 size Greed Dragon just so that I can slot it down after I've done everything. It's actually pretty cool. Quicken plus 10, not especially good for the Hothead, but it's not awful either. It's damage. I think I could get away without taking that, but then what am I giving you? Multi-strike? No. Large stone? Only if you had a mini stone already on you. Yeah, maybe I just give you quick and plus 14. Plus 20 health for Silent Sentinel. Reroll. There's the multi-strike I was hoping for. Thank you. Celine gains the multi-strike, a dualism for Moon Pixie, and that's it. That's that's so good. Oh my god. I don't think I need the Iron Tongue for the Hothead on the bottom line, but we do have Seraph Eternus. Which in that fight, I'm going to need to be able to kill without using abilities. Currently, I have almost no way to target that backline. This would still do it in resolution phase, but I'll note, we did just make the unit that would be holding it quick. So it would trigger before the enemies get to do their thing. I'm going to take it for safety. Also very happy here to be just healing higher, obviously because I'm going to do another 18 damage to it this fight. Don't tell anyone I said that. I'll deny it. I've never even heard of 18 damage, officer. Get him, Hothead! Hothead! Jump with Spear Steward for that floor. Then it's Moon Ritual we want to do. Actually, hang on. The correct order down here is Bloated Whelp, AoE, then blow that up, so that I don't get any corruption on Lady Gilda. Still take that unit out, not with the Silver Strike first though, because I don't want to dupe it. Mwah. Voidable turn. This one can go in that order. Loaded Whelp, one more Moon Pixie. We're doing 655 damage twice now. Gotta be a little careful, because we might accidentally win the fight before I want to. Oh no. I was about to say, they gave spikes to a unit. Oh no! They found my weakness! Anyway, you're dead. Get out of here. The hell out of here. to replay this fight. I'm currently about to win. I'm about to win completely on this floor. I made the Selene Acolyte too powerful. I need to not play all of these Moon Pixies because the earlier I win here, the more gold and Dragon Horde I deny myself. Oh, right. I already had the right plan about turn 1 earlier. I almost feel like the way to do it is to Moonlit Clave someone else. I recognize this is less powerful. I'm intending for it to be less powerful. One of them with dualism for that floor is grand. I'm not going to play the other one just yet. Chomp a Moon Pixie? Yeah. I think so. Weird and wacky run where this feels correct. Okay. I have to take another 6 damage to Discordant Tolls. I need to give Holy Stone to my other Pirebond Brain Spike at this point. Another Moon Pixie and a Dragon in the deck as well. Let's take another 3 damage here for that. Got to get to the 10 Dragon Horde. Almost certainly not getting to... 13. So I can win the fight with the 10 Dragon Horde. I'll accept it. Ugh. I had to make that way worse to make it slightly better. Slightly better. 8 more Horde is hugely better. I shouldn't understate that. Stardust Invocation. So I would have the opportunity to Devilish Details, Stardust Invocation, the Devilish Details, Devilish Details, Devilish Details, 3 Devilish Details in the same turn. Soldier of Fortune's not half bad either. Draws out Moon Pixies, ideally, but could even draw out a Bloated Whelp. I'd probably end up cutting the Whelps. Duality. I'm leaning Stardust Invocation, especially because it also phases the Moon deployable energy. Yeah. Nowhere near enough energy here at the moment. When you equip a friendly unit, gain Conduit 4. I don't put that much equipment down. Give me Sharpened Teeth, just to help out on the bottom line to start with. After using an ability, friendly units gain +3 armor, and Sizzling Firecracker's there as well. Sizzling Firecracker gives a bunch of damage to our Golden Touch, which is fine. Shale Shell is a lot of armor for the bottom line, which I like. Medallion of Superiority is also really good for... It literally triples the stat line of the Moon Pixies. It also gives +6 health to Selene, which is really big. Give me the Superiority first. Deployment phase. Draw any equipment card from the deck. Didn't I just turn that down earlier? I did, didn't I? Lost Luggage. On the turn after deployment phase, draw until you have 10 cards. That's really good because the Ember Charge. And it's really helpful for me setting up as well. Yeah, I gotta take the Lost Luggage. Merchant of Arms obviously has the Pyramanes next to it. Merchant of Mark. There's not that many spells that I want to upgrade anymore. Yeah, it's Merchant of Arms. Easily and happily, in fact. But Matron, please give out more Pyre Gel. Task Mantle can't be active at the same time as Selene Acolyte, so way less relevant because of that. I'll roll Mind Cage. I'll take Mind Cage, I'll make Mind Cage deployable? Deployable Mind Cage is super helpful. But maybe I'm just okay with a couple of silence units getting past, because no, because if they get past, they silence the full moon trigger, and if you silence the full moon trigger, it doesn't matter if it's full moon, I don't get sweep on the second line, which means I'm not capable of clearing. I don't know how to address it though. I almost think in that fight I have to set up on floors 2 and 3, just so that I have 2 turns to be able to find a golden touch and be able to kill one of the silence units on the bottom line. And there's not amalgams in that fight either, so it should be okay. Don't. I screwed up, but don't. Okay, good. It's way too late to get much value out of the Bone Dog, so I'm taking the Bone Dog's pendant. I'm glad that both options are positive for the dog. Like, you either take the dog with you or you pat the dog. Like, you can't give me one of those choices being spurn the dog. I would never click it. I would never click that button. It might be correct. Strategically, it's sometimes to do, but of course, you can't do that. I wouldn't. You can't make me. Rid of that spear, steward. Keep the rest of this money so that I can try. This is pretty bad. Oh, no, wait, I got him attacking super. Oh, no, it's pretty bad. 200 spikes. So, yeah, Selene Acolyte comes out and just shreds herself against that. God, that's really annoying. I'm not consistently enough able to draw a lava armor in turn 1 to save her from that. Nope. Ugh. See out on 400 gold. Literally nightmare material. There's our deployable state. I don't need to do anything else there. There's that line completed. And giant Pireborn Brain Spike. I set on 12 gold if I do it in the other order. Fine. I'll use that first, then I'll use this, and I'll use you again. This is pretty much the last fight I have the opportunity to get multiple golden touches. Like, I might be able to get 13 this fight, so, like, an energy every turn if I do this. Sadly, I have to give up on very, very powerful plays I otherwise could have done. I think I'm powerful enough that it doesn't matter, though. Sick. You've currently got no sweep, but we're still clearing that line? Okay. So just cast all of these then. Silent Sentinel should be using its ability constantly for the scaling from Spirit Breakers. Double Devilish. a single golden touch. Still surprised by how little Dragon Sword I'm getting consistently. All right. Easily golden touch those 2 units there. Getting up to 11 Dragon Sword. Damn it. It's literally 1 short. Whoa! Hang on, we're not winning on the bottom line this turn. Ugh, the odds that I draw into another dragon's... nothing. Sadly, we just don't. 11 Dragon Horde then. I hate it, but I'm going to take Greed. It's just an ability to kill on that bottom line. Only left. Game +3 damage for each upgrade on the card. Again, not really that relevant. Give me the Flaming Talons for the Pyre Gel, please. Shell. Manifold Mirror. Don't even have a room card. Can't even get one. Only one of these that can be relevant is the Attuned Whetstone. I mean, I'm leaning Merchant of Steel. Granted, I'm mainly doing that for the Pyramanes and the Empyrean Well. But I do also have the Bone Dog Collar, so I don't desperately have to worry about my health as much. Made Blades adds an additional damage per stack. Truly ridiculous. Merchant of Magic with... Ooh. Holdover Greed consistently solves that bottom line. I really don't want it if I can avoid it. Holdover Ritual of Battle. Very expensive. Oh, but it doesn't need to be used every turn. No, I can set up on the bottom line if I do it this way. Okay, -1 Permafrost, the... Or maybe I shouldn't. So I was going to -1 Permafrost, the Golden Touch, and then give it Holdover, and then play on the bottom line anyway. Get 3 Conduit down there. By the time I have 3 Conduit, the Golden Touch is capable of deleting the enemy unit that I care about the most. Feels like Holdover should be really be a spell that I do want to play every turn rather than just something I'll begrudgingly play every turn. I don't think either Cleansing Water or Hellheart are big enough to really care about here. Artificial Pyre Stone's interesting, but I don't have enough deployment cost to really care about it. First things first, I'm not going to want Lava Armor to be the thing that I get pulled from the deck with. I already have a plan. Oh no, but it's probably a Moonlit Glaive that ends up getting drawn. Rather than the Iron Tongue. The more I think about it, the more I think I just don't care. They get to the second line and just get destroyed anyway. Just in case, I'm gonna go Greed with Permafrost Holdover, -2 cost for a Golden Touch. 10 magic power for that same Golden Touch. Reroll. Spell Chain. I'm gonna go Spell Chain and cost reduction for Stardust Invocation. And then double stack. I mean, Firebomb Brain Spike doesn't matter at all anymore. Move single whelp. Double stack for more Conduit Ritual and plus 20 magic power and consume for a Silver Strike. That ought to do it. Yeah. I got the Iron Tongue, so I'll just let it do it rather than trying to scramble. There's no need for Avarice in this fight, so these are just about resetting our cooldown at this point. The Brain Spikes. So I'm gonna lower your damage with a Moonlit Glaive. It's only lower at the moment, though. It'll shoot back up. Hothead, I'm not gonna use your ability. I'm gonna save your ability for wherever I can. This Brain Spike can be removed because might be a problem. So we don't do anything on the bottom floor this turn, but the Deafening Herald does die before it ascends. Oh boy. Ooh, Big C. I only have 3 viable targets for the Golden Touch at the moment. Sorry, 2 viable targets. One being Enthralled Ardent, one being one of my own Bloated Whelps. I can get so many copies of the Golden Touch, I just can't do anything with all of them. Selene Acolyte is currently doing 2.7 thousand damage direct to Seraph Eternus. Okay, and you're not sweeping yet? Okay, so I have to cast an odd amount of these. Then you're back to sweeping. $1,000 damage Moonlit Glaive. Yeah, that'll do. Oh my god, they literally die before we go down to the bottom line in this combat. Wow. Alright. Double Devilish Details and send him straight to hell. There you go, get greed on the bottom line. I mean, she's not showing that damage number, although, like, nice. So, not on the card are you showing that damage number, but 2,000 times 2 at quick speed with sweep. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Even managed to kill him through the negative, the full 10 sap for all of our units on that floor that turn. Sizzling Firecracker. No, I don't do that. Just give me the Pyogel. Sure, some conduit gain as well, why not? Merchant costs are reduced by 25%. No more merchants. Cards and reward packs and unit banners come with a random upgrade. No more reward packs, no more unit banners. Starter cards cost -1. All of my starter cards are free. I'm just gonna take the guild marker. Yes, this could have allowed me to play... Yes, there is a tangible effect. It could have allowed me to play a whelp on a different floor for 0 cost rather than the bottom floor. Why I would want to do that, couldn't possibly tell you. The thing I will dupe will be the Moon Ritual. And then Bloated Whelp, Hothead, Brain Spike for 20 Avarice and refreshing your ability, Hothead again. Silent Sentinel, you are going to have to use yours at the right time, so I want you to use it after Savagery is just struck, rather. I'd usually be a little wary about my health at the moment. The only reason I'm not is because I know the Bone Dog's Pendant is here unspent. It's the only reason I could be as risky as I have been in some of the past floors. I've got Emotsome as well, which, like, given the amount of damage we're capable of doing on this line, really should be duped every turn for the sake of Dominion. Fine, I'll use Golden Touch to remove a unit first. Beautiful. Stardust Invocation on the Pyrelite, then Stardust Invocation on Pyrelite, then Stardust Invocation on Pyrelite. Oh, that one didn't dupe. It's okay, I can only afford 2 more of them anyway. Got him with the 2 more Pyrelites. That's a bunch of additional damage for the Heart of the Pacts. Entropy down. Savagery follows soon too. Specifically next turn, in fact. Cool. That's done it. Send it. Didn't even have to use my Bone Dog's Pendant. Gotta love big numbers. You simply have to. The numbers numping. Good way to start a new streak right there. Hey, this is my 3rd recording of the day as well, so I finally lost on what was not my first run of the day. Oh, you know what? Usually I lose the first run because the caffeine hasn't kicked in. I probably ran out of caffeine buff. That's what's done it. It can't be any of the results of my own decisions. I even said what I needed to. Anyway, I don't need to focus on the first run. I focus on the second run, the one that went real well. And we jump back to the outpost so that I can tell you that my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is a series playlist from my content on the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations are down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. At or above the thank tier, and a special thanks this episode to Jazzy. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.